Judges, you both know the rules. Let's look to clean contest. Obey my commands at all times. Above all, protect yourselves at all times. Touch gloves, 6 rounds. Thank you.
So the third contest as a professional for Dublin's Thomas Carty. He weighed in 243 and a quarter pound yesterday. Michal Boloz, around 6'5", 232 pounds, looks in really good shape.
I noticed them both on the scales yesterday, and they've actually got a very similar body shape. They're not the giant heavyweights, but they look very compact and both look like good punchers.
Yeah, very broad though, Thomas Carty, although put into start perspective, seeing him next to Eddie Hall after a sparring session, the former world record deadlift holder and world's strongest man, and well, he looks almost like a schoolboy in there, but he's thick set, solid, nice technically. He's got a good southpaw jab, good balance with it too, and good experience in his corner with Packy Collins.
Packy Collins got a wealth of experience, and you can see that tonight he's taken his time. That jab's popping out nice. It's a very sharp southpaw lead jab.
Just poking it through the guard. Boloz just trying to pull out of range. He's brought in as part of Anthony Joshua's camp in preparation for Alexander Usyk. Just came in off a couple of feints and then put the left hand down the middle.
It's a beautiful jab when he's poking it out. I like to see a little bit more non-punching activity. When he's feinting, it's really opening up for him.
Landed the jab. Nice and sharp early. Boloz just trying to inch his front foot into range and still yet to land. Thomas Carty just getting a cheer that you may be picking up from the few hundred that are already in attendance at this early part of the night. I just wonder how much the crowd will influence proceedings in the main event a little bit later. It will be so partisan in here, and we know that both sides will be having their work cheered to the top of the rafters. As Carty again just feinting with the feet, just trying to draw a lead from Boloz. Hasn't taken the bait so far. The big Polish fighter in the red trunks.
He's being very patient, but he's just got caught with a big left hand, and a nice sharp jab as well.
Yeah, and Boloz shaking his head, but unfortunately he's just not getting off the line, staying straight up, and the guard isn't tight enough, and well, there's just no real effort to drop off to either side and try and get in behind and past that long jab of Carty, which has worked nicely, sharply and patiently in this first 2.5 minutes. Boloz just telegraphs the right hand. Carty just dips under. Blood from the nose of the Polish fighter just starting to drip down onto his midsection as they come together towards the end of the first round. That very controlled and composed opener here from Thomas Carty, Jordan.
Very good work.
Yeah, just staying a little bit upright and not really quick enough on the feet to get into range, and head staying on the line as well, kind of asking really to be hit with a jab at this stage of the contest.
Definitely, it's one thing being patient, but it's another thing, you know, just waiting to get hit. I feel like if he's going to affect in the fight, he needs to force the pace, and you know, he's not got the boxing ability of Carty, and he needs to get into it.
Always nice as well when you do find a home with that jab early.
Definitely, it's pinpoint precision. It's very, very sharp. It's nice to see such a big guy with such a sharp jab.
Second judge, round 2.
And we saw on his debut was consistent, good variation on the jab. I saw a similar thing in those first 3 minutes, and in the debut kind of progressed through to the combinations as the fight went on, sped his feet up, so he's kind of already got that instinctive learning how to go through the gears, and expect to see that here. And certainly already Michal Boloz has decided to quicken his feet up and try and put some pressure, and asking now for Thomas Carty to meet him at centre ring. So already things just changing. Boloz making the adjustments, and Carty now having to find space for himself.
Boloz come out with a little bit more sense of urgency this round, but it's nice to see Carty's just skipping around the side of him, skipping to the left, skipping to the right. His feet look really, really good.
He's sparring Nathan Gorman, who's back in action in early April as well as Richard Riatpour up at Loughborough, where Anthony Joshua will now be based full-time with coach Angel Fernandez. After speaking to Fabio Wardley, he didn't have a great deal of amateur background himself, but he's already looking very good as a pro, that getting in those camps with the likes of Dillian White, Derek Chisora, Anthony Joshua, Alexander Usyk, of course, out in the Ukraine, has really helped him to progress over the last 2 or 3 years. So it's been invaluable experience that's transferred well into the ring, and already we're seeing, same with Thomas Carty, good fundamentals, solid jab, and he's reddening up the face of Michal Boloz, who's just chasing him around the ring, not cutting the space off as he needs to at this stage.
He's really starting to bust his face up now, and it's a very, very classy performance so far.
Scheduled for 6 rounds, this one, remember. Second contest on before the bell. Just saw Thomas Whittaker-Hart back in action. He took out Bolton's Big Ben Thomas inside the first minute with that hook under the elbow. After a dreadful 12 months, he's back doing what he loves and looked great doing it too. So welcome back to the light heavyweight division. Thomas Whittaker-Hart will have debutant Nico Lavaz up next, and that will take us through to start the broadcast at 7 o'clock local time here in the city of Nottingham. Sandy Ryan will be out in her professional contest against former 2-weight world champion Erica Farias. Over 10 rounds, lovely rear hand uppercut lands from Thomas Carty there. Michal Boloz has to hold on. Kevin Agyarko will be in, as well as Irish Patrick Gary Cully. And again, Thomas Carty just fizzes that uppercut in as Boloz tries to cut him down. And really tried to press the action, but in doing so, Jordan's walked onto a fair bit more leather in that second round.
Definitely, he made himself open. He gave the openings to Thomas Carty, and Thomas Carty took him. But, you know, he didn't rush, and that was nice to see. It showed his pedigree there.
Just caught him there outside with just a cuffing jab as Carty was exiting to his right-hand side. And he had to try and force the action there, but again, just the meaningful work. Solid jab there from Thomas Carty. He's broad, thick set, solid.
Really extends that right hand, doesn't he? Gets full range on that jab.
You can see is a man that stays in really good shape. Coming at the weigh-in, a trim, 230 pounds, in good condition. You don't expect him to go quietly, but he's convincingly down after these first 2 rounds, and the difference between them so far has just been the distance control and the jab of Thomas Carty. And Boloz pressure him and make him work when he doesn't want to.
He's come out very aggressive again. The referee's having to have a little word with him again.
As long as he doesn't get DDT'd, I think we can set that as the new benchmark for acceptable infringements.
I've never seen it before, and I'm not sure we'll ever see it again.
I'm not sure you saw it on the night, to be honest. I'm just glad you sat up.
I've seen the replays, that's enough for me. He's coming in very low with his head. It's causing Thomas Carty a few problems there.
And that was something as well you had a couple of weeks ago. The head clash led to the hematoma, stiff jab from Carty there. The DDT, the knee that went, the eardrums, and it was It was like the old game operation, work out what's wrong with the opponent.
It's all go for me, mate. It's all go.
And you've got to find a way to win in that situation, which you did. And well, Boloz trying to make it rough here himself, but Carty finding space, picking sharp singles, which the judges will be no doubt seeing, but well, it is getting a little bit messy in there. Boloz is trying to spoil and rushing, as you say, with the head, the arms, and he's getting the talking to. Just maybe a little out of his depth there, Jordan, and trying to spoil as a result.
Definitely. I feel like you know, he's just trying to disrupt Thomas Carty at any opportunity he can get, and sometimes he's doing that by coming in low with his head.
Just landed a short right hand off the rope set and came together. Carty just lost his footing. The more he rushes, Carty will just try and step out onto that hook that we've seen working on the pads, but just pull it out a little bit high there. And again, Boloz rushing and landing a couple.
And he's constantly looking for that rear uppercut, and by doing so, he's leaving himself a little bit upright. And I feel like Boloz has seen that, and he's looking for that big overhand right.
And it started nice, clean and clinical, and it's unfortunately descended into the complete opposite with less than a minute to go round number 3. There's that jab from Carty, and they'll be imploring him to get back on that. Just steps out on the hook, looks for that uppercut again, slings that left hook in, just trying to bring Boloz onto something, but Polish fighter lands another stiff jab, and he's pushed Carty back onto the ropes there.
Turning into an exciting fight.
He's starting to look a little more dangerous than he was, and Carty maybe just looking a little bit open here. You served a long apprenticeship, kind of away from the spotlight. I remember some of the nights at the Glow Arena as well, but you've got to get in with all different styles of opponents. Sometimes you need a rough, awkward opponent to realise what it is you need to do in these eventualities. It's not pleasant at the time, but actually necessary.
Yeah, definitely. You need to come across all different styles, and this is a style that maybe Carty doesn't not experience tonight. You know, Dillian Whyte has managed Thomas Carty very well. This is a great learning fight for him, and the fighters managed by Dillian Whyte seems to be moved quite quickly into championship fights. So, you know, it's looking like we'll see him in title contention very soon. It's very important to soak up these rounds, get all that experience from all these different styles of opponents, win the fights, soak up the experience, and put it to good use in the title fights.
Make out the figure of Dalton Smith, a bit blurry in the background there, just sitting a few rows back. He'll be supporting Nico Lavaz, his stablemate, making his debut up next.
Second judge, round 4.
Brought in from a young age to spar with Sonny Edwards, been in with Cal Yafai as well, a 2-time ABA champion, so looking forward to seeing him out at bantamweight after this contest. And Thomas Carty just navigating his way through. He's won all 3 rounds, but it's just got a little bit messy, and trying to find that space, bring Michal Boloz onto shots, and that's better. Just skips away round, back to centre ring, thumps the uppercut through the middle to the body. Boloz hangs on. Staying low with that one, knew that Boloz was going to drop over that front foot and dip into it, because that's what he's been doing. Nice adjustment there for Thomas Carty, and the Polish fighter shook his head, but that usually means that something got through. Now he's trying to bull rush him, but rather than cut the ring off, he's following him, diving in with that head.
He's really getting bust up now. Blood coming from the nose, spread across the face.
Yeah, swelling under the left eye of Boloz as well, evidence of that consistent thudding jab from Thomas Carty. Hasn't had quite as much success with the backhand upstairs, but has started to kind of shovel it in low. But again, it's Boloz just dipping down, leading with the head. And thankfully, in many ways, Carty's a slightly shorter fighter, because when you've got somebody shorter than you just dipping in low like that, that's when cuts can occur. But thankfully, so far, that hasn't happened. But well, just got a kind of really close-up view just over our commentary position as Boloz hung over the ropes there of the damage that is starting to be done on his face, and he's really reddened and swollen up there. Carty just trying to find a little bit of space around the perimeter.
using his feet really well this round, skipping around, popping that jab, looking for the uppercut, but you know, he's aiming a bit lower with that uppercut, and I feel like he's leaving himself not as exposed, standing well to the body, to the chest, and it's having an effect.
He's coming a little lighter and leaner in this camp, he said. He did look in good condition yesterday, Carty, and was helping him just try and find a little bit of space here. Boloz just piles forward again. Right eye swelling up, blood pouring from the nose and the mouth now, but still just marches forwards. Carty again just looks for that 1-2 to skin the left hand on the top and the back of the head of Boloz as again just dipped down. He's doing the right thing, looking for that uppercut, because Boloz is staying on the line and just dropping over that front foot, but he put the left hook on the back of it that time.
Beautiful punch pick from Carty.
Boloz holding the shots well though. 10 seconds as we count down towards the end of the round. Stiff jab to the body to end proceedings in the fourth, and Carty goes back to his corner with Paddy Collins.
The man from Poland is game. He's not stopped coming forward despite, you know, the red on the face, the swelling. He's looking bust up, the eyes, you know, not too far away from being closed.
Yeah, rugged, raw, but strong. And when he has landed, he's got Carty's attention. He can pop a little bit. So that stiff jab has just been the thing that's given Carty the respite and the space to work. And it's real, almost like a right hand in some ways. And though he hasn't been able to land the right hand, land the backhand cleanly, that jab has acted as a real rangefinder for him. There was a good left hand. He looks pretty calm as well, Carty, given that he's been, I suppose, under quite consistent pressure.
Yeah, definitely. He's looking pretty fresh.
Just joining us, you are watching Before the Bell. Chris Lloyd alongside me, the European featherweight champion, the new European featherweight champion, Jordan Gill. In for Darren Barker, who'll be part of the broadcast team a little bit later on, alongside myself, and then later on Mike Costello. And I have Carl Froch with us in the studio with Tony Bellew. Reliving those big nights in this very arena 10 years ago. It's Jordan's friend and Carl Froch's too. Lee Wood defends his regular version of that WBA world title at 126 pounds against one of the best amateurs in Ireland's history, and Michael Conlan, Olympic bronze medalist from London, robbed of a medal in Rio. That was really what he became known for across Europe. That two-finger salute to the judges that launched the investigation with Aiba. Of course, a world champion as an amateur as well, Conlan. So credentialed up to the eyeballs and hasn't really put too much of a foot wrong as a pro. It's a great fight here in Nottingham, and Thomas Carty will be back in the Irishman too, and he's starting to have more success against Michal Boloz. Presses him into the corner, landed a stiff 1-2 in the face of the Polish fighter, really swelling up.
I think they're going to have a look at him there. Might be game over.
He's on a hiding to nothing really at this stage.
So I think he's not wanting any of the rounds. He's getting bust up, backed up now as well. Triple backhands on the ropes he's taking. That eyes close to being closed.
Marches to the centre of the ring, but he's quite square on Boloz. And Carty finds something to hurt him and get a Grand Slam finish, or will they have to step in and stop this? Stiff jab again from the Irishman. Boloz, crude, raw, but tough. Trying to press the action. Just throwing to hit whatever he can up close. Just drops under that right hand, Carty. Back to centre ring. Holding it with authority now.
Very well poised. Nothing's a rush for him. You know, when he's skipping around, he does it in his own time. And when he's closing the distance down, he does it in his own time. You know, it's nice to see.
They tighten the ropes up. So that's a lot of weight. The cameraman nearly got sent flying there, but he's held on. And now Boloz holds on at centre ring. 48 seconds to go in the penultimate round here. At some point, that left eye is going to be completely closed. It's not far off it now, and that vision will be impeded. I think they're right to get the doctor to have a second look at it.
He's a very tough man, but he could be too tough for his own good. I think someone needs to step in here.
I think that's the right decision, because you can argue if the stakes were higher, if you had something to gain, as you did a couple of weeks ago, Jordan, you give a fighter every chance when you know there's a big upside, but really there wasn't much he stood to gain from going another 3 and a bit minutes against Thomas Carty, and respect to him for making a fight of it and sticking in there, but he's lost every round. He's busted up to, well, quite literally to his eyeballs, and that was the right decision to stop the fight with.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like you said, he wasn't winning any rounds. He wasn't really in the fight. He was